Let me ask you something. If you already have a good trading system, why are you still inconsistent? You know when to enter, you know when to exit, and yet you hesitate, you override, you ignore your own rules. So what's going on? Most people think trading is about finding a good strategy, but that's only half the story. The real problem is something else, the execution gap. This is a gap between what your system tells you to do and what you actually do. And this gap is where performance breaks down. Not because your system is bad, but because you didn't follow it. Let's be honest, discipline doesn't fail randomly. It fails under pressure. When the trade goes against you, maybe I should wait a bit longer. When the trade is winning, let me take profit first. When the signal appears, it already went up. I'm too late. This is not logic. This is emotional override. And we've seen this before. In episode 6, we talked about why paper trading works but real trading fails, because in simulation, no fear, no greed, no pressure. But in real trading, emotions take control. And it gets worse. Because your brain doesn't just feel, it justifies. In episode 12, we talked about confirmation bias. You don't just feel uncertain, you start looking for reasons to support your emotion. If you're scared, you find bearish news. If you're greedy, you find bullish opinions. So now, it doesn't feel like emotion anymore. It feels like logic, and that's the most dangerous part. In episode 13, we said you don't need predictions. You need a system. That is true. But here's the upgrade. A system only works if you can execute it. A perfect system with poor execution is useless, because in the end, your results don't come from your system. They come from your actions. Think about driving. You can know all the rules. You can understand every signal. But in a real situation, heavy traffic, sudden turns, pressure. If you panic, if you hesitate, if you ignore the rules, knowledge doesn't save you. Execution does. Trading is exactly the same. So how do professionals deal with this? They don't rely on willpower. They build structure around execution. 1, smaller position sizes, so it helps reducing emotional pressure. 2, predefined rules, so there is no decision in the moment. 3, system-based signals, so you don't rely on opinions anymore. After all, we should all understand, discipline is not a personality trait, it's a system design. You don't fail because you lack knowledge. You fail because you cannot execute consistently. The system gives you the edge, but discipline unlocks it. If you want to move from knowing to actually performing, subscribe to Profit Path. Because in trading, the biggest gap is not in the market, it's between what you know and what you do. This is Profit Path, where you invest with clarity, confidence, and consistency.